Hello everyone, good evening. This is Sam and welcome back to my channel. And today is Sunday evening here in South Texas. It's March 8, 2020. And on today's video, I just want to show you and document what I'm going to be doing because I'll be transplanting. I'll be repotting four of my Phalaenopsis orchids, and one of them is a no ID. This is a miniature orchid that I got from, I think, from Lowe's, and I have this plant for about 4 to 5 years now, and last year was the first time that this plant bloomed for me. And currently, this plant is planted in sphagnum moss. It's not in its original pot anymore, so it is growing in this glass. And as you can see, it has overgrown the glass where it's growing, and the roots are beautiful, but I planning to repot this one. And this plant flowered for me last year, but I don't know what happened and it did not flower for me. And the next one that I'll be replanting is this Stuartiana orchid that I got from Hoserman Orchids. And this was delivered to me on, I believe, Wednesday this week, and it was planted in a small pot. I think it is 2 inches pot, and since it came out from its original pot when they delivered the orchid, I decided to temporarily pot it in this cup as well, into this glass as well. And the next one that I'm going to repot is this is Stuartiana, a variety which is the novelist variety. And we'll see. According to the instruction, I was told that I'm not supposed to repot this for about 30 days, but I can no longer wait. By the 30-day period, the plant should have started growing roots if I'm gonna replant it right away. And the last one that I'm going to repot is my Palm Coast Phalaenopsis orchid. This one is from Hoserman 2, and this one arrived to me on Wednesday, and the variety Novelis arrived in the mail this Friday, and both of them are growing sphagnum moss. And these are the glass vases that I'm going to use for my orchids. These containers are dome-like containers, and they're like fishbowl containers. And it has this little opening and it curves up like this. I like this method because the drying rate of the media is a little bit slower in comparison when I have the cylindrical containers. It traps the moisture. It has the ability to trap the moisture, so it takes about 2 weeks before the media dries up. So I have 4 containers here, and the media that I'll be using for my Phalaenopsis orchid are lava rock and charcoal. So I did not actually sterilize my containers. What I did is just spray them with bleach. So let me go ahead and start removing the sphagnum moss from my orchids and repot them one at a time. Alright, so I'm gonna be able to show you because I don't have a tripod, so let me get back at you once I'm done removing this sphagnum moss from those phalaenopsis. 3 of them are in sphagnum moss. So let me just look for my pairs of scissors. Actually, I also sprayed my pairs of scissors with bleach and I wash my hands thoroughly with soap. So let's go ahead and repot these plants. Alright guys, so the first one that I was able to repot was my Stuartiana seedling here. And now you're probably asking why I am using lava rock and charcoal for my Phalaenopsis orchid. And what I noticed is that Phalaenopsis orchids loved environment for the roots where they have more spaces in between. So the lava rocks are huge particles and it gives an opportunity for the roots to grow in between, and it gives aeration for the roots as well. And for the charcoal, I noticed that based on the research that I read before, that charcoal absorb toxic materials from other things that goes into the growing media, I think. So, but this is what I noticed with most of my Phalaenopsis orchid, because at the moment all my Phalaenopsis orchids are now growing in this media, and I noticed that the plants love the roots, I should say, grow more, and I think they love to be soaked in water, but they don't want the media to be wet. They just want the media to be moist, I should say. And this method allows water to stay there as long as you allow the water to stay. So it gives the ability, it gives the opportunity to absorb a lot of water when you soak the plant in water. And in this method, the moisture of the media doesn't, how should I say, the media doesn't dry up right away, and the media is moist for about 2 weeks. So let me go ahead and repot the rest. Alright, the next one that is going to be repotted is this Snow ID miniature orchid. This is a white orchid here. This is a white orchid, white blooming orchid. And I just want to remind you that if you want to repot a plant that is planted in sphagnum moss, and you want to repot it in the method that I'm using, please make sure that all the sphagnum moss are carefully taken off from the roots. Okay, let me remove this part here. I think this one should be taken off. Alright guys, so let me go ahead and fill up this container with the media that I'll be using. Alright guys, 2 down. I was able to finish repotting my no ID miniature orchid, and one root is sticking out. Let's have the other two. Okay, so I'll be using this same pair of scissors and removing the dried leaves. So let me just go ahead and spray that with bleach. Alright guys, so I'm done cleaning up the roots. I'm done cleaning up the roots of my palm coast. And here are the roots. And the roots look very healthy. A lot of dead roots, but overall most of the roots are healthy. The inner roots, like the roots here in the middle, they're all dried up and shriveled and dead, I should say. So I'll be repotting this one next. And by the way guys, make sure that what I notice is when the Phalaenopsis is planted in sphagnum moss, it is easier to remove the sphagnum moss when it's dried. And I find it easier to remove the sphagnum moss when it's dry. And there you go guys. Let me repot this one. So 3 down guys, 3 down, 1 more to go. And there it is, it's beautifully sitting there. Three more, and the last one is my Stuartiana variety Novalis. Let me just go ahead and wash my hands one more time and spray disinfect the pairs of scissors and the brush that I'm using to remove all the sphagnum moss. Alright guys, let me get back to you again. So there you go guys, the last one that I'm going to... I'm sorry. I keep turning my thing. Alright, so the last one I'm gonna repot is my Stuartiana variety Novalis. And I'm a little bit scared of this one. There's only a few healthy leaves.